Trash hands and trap hands. Every beginner knows 7-2 offsuit is garbage, but the hands that really destroy your bankroll are the ones that look playable. In the next 10 minutes, you'll learn to spot both and stop lighting money on fire. There are 1,326 possible starting hand combinations in Hold'em. About 80% of them should go straight in the muck before the flop. Every session, every seat, no exceptions. Now here's the thing. The problem isn't knowing that 7-2 offsuit is bad. Everyone knows that. The real problem is recognizing that King-Jack offsuit is often just as unprofitable. That's where the money quietly disappears. Let's start with the worst hand in poker. 7-2 offsuit against Ace-King suited. 32% equity against 68. You're nearly a 2-to-1 underdog against just one hand, and Ace-King isn't even a made hand yet. This is how bad it gets at the bottom of the range. Why are trash hands so easy to identify? 3 reasons. No connectivity. The cards are too far apart to make a straight. No suitedness. You can't flop a flush draw. And no high card value. 9-3 offsuit can only complete a straight if you hit runner-runner perfect. 10-3 offsuit can never flop a flush draw. There is simply no mathematical path from these hands to a big winning pot. The math is not there, and it never will be. Here's the full range chart. The highlighted hands, roughly the top 20%, are your playable holdings. Everything else, that massive gray zone filling most of the grid, that's the muck. Look at how much of the chart is unplayable. The bottom right corner is a graveyard. New players see all those cards and think they're missing opportunities. They're not. They're avoiding landmines. Now, the dangerous part. Trap hands. These are the hands that look playable but bleed money over time. King-Jack offsuit, Queen-Jack offsuit, King-10 offsuit, Ace-10 offsuit, Ace-9 through Ace-2 offsuit. They feel strong when you look down at them. You see paint, you see an ace, and your brain says, play. But these hands crumble under pressure. They make second-best pairs, outkicked top pairs, and dominated draws. They are the silent killers of your bankroll. King-Jack offsuit against Ace-King offsuit, 27% to 73. King-Jack is dominated. When you both hit a king on the flop, you lose to a better kicker. When you both hit a jack, well, they still have a king. There's almost no flop where King-Jack is happy to put money in against Ace-King. That's domination. The trap in action. You have King-Jack, and the flop comes King-8-3 rainbow. Top pair. Feels great, right? But think about who's betting into you. If your opponent raised pre-flop and is now firing into this dry board, what do they have? Ace-King, King-Queen, an overpair like aces or queens. Your jack kicker loses to every single one of those hands. You have top pair and you're drawing nearly dead. This is the trap. You hit the flop and still lose. Another domination scenario. Ace-10 offsuit against Ace-Queen suited. 26 to 74. Ace-10 is the hand that new players love and experienced players avoid from early position. It looks like a premium hand, but it runs into bigger aces constantly. And when it does, you're crushed. Here's the concept that makes trap hands truly toxic: reverse implied odds. Normal implied odds mean you can win a big pot later. Reverse implied odds mean the opposite. When you hit, you lose even more. Trap hands don't just lose their fair share of pots. They lose more than expected, because when they connect, they make second-best hands. You flop top pair with a weak kicker and get stacked by someone with a better top pair. The pots you win are small. The pots you lose are enormous. That math destroys your win rate over time. Now the counterexample. King-Jack on a Jack-10-4 rainbow board. Now your hand is good. Top pair, king-kicker, dry board texture. There's no flush draw out there. The straight draws are limited. This is the kind of flop where King-Jack can bet confidently for value. But here's the key. These good situations are rarer than beginners think. King-Jack isn't always bad. It's that the spots where it's actually strong come up far less often than you'd expect. Position. This is where trap hands live or die. King-Jack offsuit from under the gun, with 6 or 7 players still to act behind you, is a clear fold. Too many people who could wake up with ace-king, ace-queen, or a big pair. But King-Jack from the button with no raises in front of you? That's a standard raise. You have position for every street, and the only players left are the blinds. The hand didn't change. The math did. Position transforms trap hands from losers into winners. Here's the golden rule of trap hands, and it will save you a fortune. If you wouldn't call a raise with it, don't open it from early position. Think about it. If someone 3-bets you, and you have to fold King-10 offsuit, you just donated money to the pot. Trap hands are playable only in late position or as blind steals. From under the gun or middle position, they face too many players behind and run into dominating hands far too often. Late position only, no exceptions. Remember this, the money you save by folding trap hands is just as real as the money you make by playing premium ones. Recognize the trash. That's the easy part. But respect the traps. King-Jack, Queen-Jack, Ace-10 from early position, and your win rate will climb. That wraps up our Starting Hands series. You now have the foundation to play winning poker before the flop. Everything from here builds on what you've learned. See you in the next series.